Good afternoon, you're listening to The Drive Home on Perth's Youth Jam Radio. On the phone is comedian Umit Bali. He was a grand finalist on Australia's Got Talent where he stole the country's hearts and made us laugh so hard we could no longer breathe. Good afternoon to you, Umit.
Hi, Isaac. How are you?
I'm really well, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for having me on your show. It's great to be here with
No, it's my pleasure. I'm so pumped. And first of all, I want to start off with your origin. So you're born in Fiji, came to Australia when?
In 1998, I came to Australia.
Wow. So what was it like moving from Fiji to Australia? And, you know, we heard of some misconceptions for your parents between Aussie and Fiji culture. What was it like?
There was a lot of, I had a really thick American accent because I learned English from watching television in Fiji, because we got television in Fiji when I was only 8 years old, and we have only one TV station, Fiji One. The slogan was Fiji One, we're still the one, so there's no freaking other. And then I used to watch that like I was glued to that. You know, my parents really didn't care about my studies, so they didn't have a curfew for me. So I used to watch it, and started at 6 and ended at 12. And so when I first came here, I was like, these Americans don't sound anything like the ones on TV. This is what I thought when I saw the white people in Australia.
So, did you start in comedy at a young age?
Yeah, I started right after high school. I would have started earlier, but you need an ID to get in the clubs and or whatever, I think. Yeah, so I started right after high school, and I basically didn't even actually do it properly. I was just mucking around. I just used to go to open mics and get really drunk and just... Yeah, because I just turned 18. It's what you do. You got that license to do it, you know? And then I used to just go there and just go on stage and just ramble or just, you know, and mostly I'd be the backpacker, so even they didn't know what I was saying. So it was, because how probably I do it with backpackers. And I did that for about, I think, 3-4 years, and then I stopped. I stopped doing it, and then I started again in 2010. And then I did it again until 2016, and then I stopped again in 2016. And in the beginning of this year, I started doing it again, but I didn't actually start doing it at the beginning. I just applied for Australia's Got Talent at the beginning of this year, and now I guess I'm doing it again.
That's true. But what made you stop and start? What was the drawcard back?
Right. So the first time I stopped, my parents needed money, and I was working night shift at the video game arcade, and comedy wasn't really paying me any money because I was only doing open mics, and I could only do comedy at night time. And I was getting a lot of people were asking me to do gigs, and I was saying no because I had work. And then at work, I was getting in trouble because every time I had a gig, I'd tell them I couldn't work. And so basically, I was losing in both sides. And I was like, well, I need the money. My parents need it, so I quit doing comedy, and I just focused on doing work. And I used to work like 5 or 6 shifts nights a week. I could have gotten like day shift, which is something I realize now, but back then I didn't think about it. So for 4 years I didn't realize I could have done day shift. The second time I stopped was in 2016. I had a leg injury at work, and because you see me, I still have it. When I'm on ABT, I have this little penguin walk, because if I walk too fast, my leg locks up and cracks. I'm still trying to get it fixed. So we're waiting for, my workplace has changed insurance companies, and the new insurance company doesn't want to fix it. So we're just waiting for that to be sorted out. So 2016 I stopped because I just done 2 shows and my leg was hurting a lot. So I was like, my leg's hurt, I'm going to sit down for a bit. Yeah.
And speaking of AGT, you kind of went on a whim, I hear, to go on the show?
Yeah, I had a dream that I wasn't going to win, and I was like, you know, how often do you have a dream that, you know, how often do you have that certainty? So I was like, this is great. I'm not going to win. I'll go and do it. And and I launched the application came to me in my, because I applied once before, but the application is like 7 pages long. So I got bored, so I didn't do it. But because I was in a mailing system, they sent it to me again this year, and I started doing it again. And again, I got bored, and then I stopped doing it. And then they sent me a reminder. They sent me a reminder like, oh, you have like 1 week before it's too late to send it in. And then they was like, okay, you have 3 days. And then it was like, Umit, please, put in the application today. And I was like, all right. And I was like, I'm not going to get on, or I'm not going to do it, or whatever. Right? And then I sent the application in, like, you know, saying, oh, yeah, nothing's going to come of this. they come for audition, and then they, you know, like they started calling me and they're saying we're going to put you on audition, and then I was like, well, okay, if I'm going to go in this thing, I'm not going to, so I was like, well, then it happened.
Wow. So what did you expect going into it, and were those expectations right?
Okay, so my expectations going into it were that I am not very funny. I'm most likely going to be entertaining. Hopefully I can just get like a good audition experience out of it, and mostly just, you know, people who are in television, maybe they'll people who are like out there, they'll see me. So it's like, when I went there, I was like, only thing I'm going to worry about is entertaining the audience members and the people watching at home, you know, and that's the only thing I'm going to go for. And, you know, I'm probably not going to make it past the auditions because I'm not that special. So I was like, that was my expectation. And when I went to the live audition and I got on stage and you know, I grabbed the microphone and it was like you're going on cold and you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. We're going on cold means, you know, like the audience hasn't, it's like when you go to a comedy club, there's like there's an MC, there's a warm-up thing happening, so you go on, but with AGT, when you walk on, it's like dead silent, you know, so I walked on and then I started like talking and people were laughing when I was talking, and I was like, oh, this is all right, like, you know, and then I was like, I started doing some stand-up, and they were laughing as well. And then after it finished, because I'm not really good at taking compliments, with the audience, when the judges were giving me compliments, I was just making jokes out of it. Because my thing was like, if I do go on, when they told me that I was gonna go on the show, I was like, if I do go on the show, I'm not gonna go there to win the competition or do well in the competition or to be part of the competition. It's just gonna be like mucking around and having fun with the audience and people at home. That's the only reason I'm going. That was the only thing I was going to do. And I was like, and then that's what I want to do. And then my expectations, well, like, it was like, I wasn't expecting to go to the grand final. I wasn't expecting to go to the semis. I wasn't expecting to make it through. And then I did. So yeah, my expectations were much higher. The results were much higher than what my expectations were. I actually thought they were joking around. I was like, oh, you know, this is just like, you know how like they have like, sometimes they have that, it's a reality show, so sometimes I'm like, I thought I'd be that weird guy that like was not really funny and was not doing anything right, and then these guys would just keep on putting me through as like a joke, you know. And then, you know, so I was like, so every time I was there, I was like, this is a joke, this is not real, this is not happening. So yeah.
And one thing we noticed throughout the show, and you're probably going to take this not very well, but you know, you're a very humble guy, and I think that's one thing that must have won over the audience, not just how funny you are, but also how humble you are. Do you reckon that the show was something, you know, the biggest moment in your life?
My sister being born, that was probably the biggest moment in my life.
That is true.
It was very exciting. This is but this comes close. This comes very close. I did not expect like for people to have the reaction for me and to me, and I'm so like grateful and appreciative and humble. I'm so grateful and humble by it. Like I honestly am overwhelmed, but I didn't expect that much love and support from people, you know, because like I've been walking down the street and some guy would come up to me and like recently came up to me and he was like, hey, saw you on AGT. I didn't watch the whole show, but I watched you. And I was like, how is that possible? But yeah. And it's like, everyone, yeah. Anyway, so I've just been like really, can't understand why people like how it's connected with people so much. I still don't understand. I probably will never will. So yeah.
Well, all we know is that you're amazing, and we really are grateful for having you on the show. Thanks for coming on, Umit.
No, thank you for having me. And I'm my friend said she hates it when I do this, but I'm apologizing for babbling on because I can't help myself. I just babble on.
Nah, it's good. We really love you.
Thank you, Isaac, for having me. Thank you, Isaac, for having me on the show. I really, really, really appreciate it.
No, of course, it's wonderful. You're listening to The Drive Home on Perth's Youth Jam Radio. If you missed a single bit of the interview, it'll be on YouTube tonight. You're listening to The Drive Home.